House Bill HB 2054. Short title, Voter Registration Database, Death Records. This House bill, is being introduced by a new representative, Representative Kaiser of LD 15. And it will be in the House Government and Elections Committee on the 20th, which I believe would be Tuesday. And we are having a yes recommendation on this bill. And the reason why is, well, first of all, it should not, there should not be a need for this bill. I mean, we should not have to remind the registrars that people who are no longer eligible to vote, they should not be in the voting rolls, okay? They should not be in part of the database, especially like people who have died, because whenever somebody dies, the information does go to the
Secretary of State.
Yeah, Secretary of State, but there's no provision, there is no compulsion that the database will be updated, and it should be. And this bill does that, and it is high time that this would happen. And again, I don't know why it's necessary to remind the Secretary of State that this should be done, but obviously it is, and so this bill needs to be approved. And those of you who wish to register an opinion, and I hope it's most of you, if not all, will contact your legislators who are in the House Government and Elections Committee and express your opinion that this bill receive a yes approval. Is there anything else? Did I miss anything on that, Archie?
Yeah, as usual.
Of course I missed
As
something.
usual, yeah. I mean, I just can't depend upon you at all.
I am totally undependable.
Yeah. Again, this is an amendment to 16, Section 165. And if you read the bill again, and you look on page 2,
Read the bill.
you look on page 2, the only change, yes, the original bill says the Secretary of State may compare the records of death with the statewide voter registration database. So the word may has been changed to shall, and as so often is the case, people seem to think that the word shall is mandatory. In legal jargon, as I understand it, shall is permissive, it's not mandatory. So if you really want to make it mandatory, then the word shall should be changed to must, and there should be some penal provision on the Secretary of State if she fails to do so. I mean, I'm having a little bit of a problem again, Jose, with this particular bill, in that even with this provision in our code saying that even if they say they use the term may, we're still having provisions in the bill in which dead people are voting. There simply should not ever be a case in which a dead person is allowed to vote. So whenever a doctor signs off on the death certificate, in my humble opinion, that doctor must submit that record to the county recorder or whoever's in charge of elections in the county and in the state, and they must remove that person's name from voter registrations polls, and so that they cannot be given early ballots. These permanent early balloting lists, they should not be on that list. And it's just totally unconscionable that we're not correcting our records.
You know, Archie, that brings up something that, in fact, I'm going to issue a challenge to all the viewers. Do what I did, and you just reminded me of that with your discussion here. Go to a legal dictionary, not just a regular but a legal dictionary, because we're talking about statute, we're talking about law. Okay, go to a legal dictionary and look up the term may, look up the term shall, and look up the term must. And once you know the difference between those three words, you will see that 90% of the time that you see shall in a bill, it should say must, okay? Because shall and may are pretty much synonymous when it comes to legal jargon, really. And I didn't know that, and most of you probably don't know that unless you go to a legal dictionary and find out what the actual definition is.
That's
So,
correct.
and this has been a pet peeve with us for some time now. There's certain things that the legislator does that really don't make a whole lot of sense, and people don't know any better. And unless you do what I did and go out and look it up in a legal dictionary, you're not going to find out either. So anyway, the good thing about this bill is that it does provide some improvement in the minds of most people, legislators and so on, but still, unless it says must and unless there is specific penalties for not complying, then it's kind of a feel-good bill.
Right. Well, I mean, that gets me back to the same thing that I've mentioned to you earlier. If there's no teeth in the bill that says that the Secretary of State must do something, and here's the penalty if you fail to do it, then if the Secretary says, yeah, I'm aware of it, but I'm just not going to do it. It's tough. I'm not going to do it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, nothing.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing.
And to me, that is where the fallacy comes in so many of our bills.
We still think they should do.
I still
vote
think
yes.
it should be approved, yes.
Yeah, but we just want to educate you folks, because we know that not everybody's going to be reading the bill, even though we keep on saying, read the bill, read the bill. We know that not everybody's going to do that. And when you do read the bill, we keep on saying, well, look at the words. Words have meaning, and not just regular meaning, but meaning in legal terms. And again, that may and shall and must are terms that you should know the meaning of and insist that they're used properly. We'll keep on preaching that sermon.
That's true.
And see how many converts we get.
Yeah, how many convicts, yeah.
Convicts, no, not convicts, converts.
Oh.
Hey, my English not so good, man.
Yeah,
So-
well, we know you came from Cuba.
Okay, well, anyway, vote yes on that bill, folks, and all right, be done with it.